Hello, my wonderful friends, Megas with you. And today I want to talk about developing your psychic ability. What are some of the advantages of doing this? Why take the time to even work on this and do these exercises? In life, we are faced sometimes with a fork in the road, and it's good to be able to hear from good spirit and know which way to go, which road to take. The first time I really remember hearing from good spirit, and I knew it was him, and when I heard his voice and realized it was him, I realized I've been hearing him my whole life from a child, but it was the first time that I really put it together, what was going on. And I know many of you have heard the story, so I'll share it quickly. But I was with my dad in a car, and I was probably about 2 hours, I'm guessing, away from this person. It was a good friend of mine many years ago, and she was walking to work, and she was almost abducted. And at that same time, God spoke to me and told me to pray for her. And I had a little conversation with God. I said, "What's wrong? Is it Mom?" And he said, "No, it's Laura. Pray." And so I prayed, and then I got a complete peace that everything was fine. And when I got home later that day, I didn't have a cell phone at that time, and I asked her what happened, that God would speak to me so clearly, and she told me the whole story about almost getting abducted, and she called out on the name of the Lord, and she said they actually froze in their place like statues, and she ran off. And from that time on, I recognized that voice when he was speaking to me. And I also found myself getting in trouble sometimes. Sometimes we can listen to the ego if we really want something, or we can try to manufacture God's voice. And I'm sure you've seen it with myself being in ministry. I get a lot if someone wants to leave their spouse, and they'll say, "God wants me to get a divorce," and come to find out later they had met someone else and they really just wanted it themselves, and later it was a mess, and then they would confess to me, "Yeah, that probably wasn't God." Or a lot of times with different choices, even like buying a car, they come up with every holy reason that God wants them to get a new, better car, so God doesn't want them broke down on the side of the road, which I understand that. God wants a bigger car, so in case they get in an accident. But if you notice, they're working all out of fear there instead of trust. And what ends up happening, they usually get into a lease that they can't afford, and it brings them stress and discomfort. And then later they realize, oh, that wasn't God's voice. That was just something I wanted really bad. So it's so important that we develop our ability to hear from good spirit, our intuition that's built into us. And I got some fun exercises and games I'll teach you to enhance that and start to develop that more and more, and we'll get into that. But I want you to realize that there are two energies, and it's always important that we work out of good energy, God energy. Okay, we never work out of darkness. We are light. We are children of light. And I have a great video. It's called Magus, Message of the Magi. If you haven't seen that, you can go ahead and watch this one, but I would definitely go back and see that, because it's so important that we work out of the right energy. You don't want to open yourself up to any energy. You want to open yourself up to life, love, peace, health, good spirit. And I think that's what most of us want, and most of you that follow me, I know that's what you're after also. Okay, so some of the fun things you can do. Get yourself a crystal. I'm sure you probably have a favorite one by now, and amethyst is my favorite. And you start learning to feel energy. And so just maybe take it, don't touch your skin with it, but just kind of lightly off, and you just go along your hand, and right there I can feel strong energy, and it's not touching. I hope you can see this okay, and there's strong energy there. And then go along, and just kind of when you feel the energy, just kind of start like, there's really powerful energy right there, and you start to learn how to work in light and energy. There's really powerful right there, and just play with that for a while, and you'll be amazed at the feeling and the electricity and the power that is available to us. Okay, and another fun exercise, this one's actually my favorite. Get white cards and get a whole pack of them, because you'll have to replace these quite often. And with one of them, just put a light mark on it. I use a figure 8, the eternity symbol. And what I'll do is I'll lay these 3 cards out on a table and I'll run my hands over it, and every time I'll find where that symbol is. And it's fun to do. It makes you feel good. It gives you confidence that you can hear from God and you'll know the right decisions to make. And the secret behind doing this is, so take your card and I'll hold it up against my chest and I'll put strong vibration, emotion into the card. I'll think of my children and feel that love. I'll use memories of like my best friend, and we're out riding motorcycles, and just the laughter and the fun times we have, and just put those good vibrations into it. And I'll hold it in my hand and just feel the energy of the card itself, and then I'll put energy into it and feel like a flow going from one hand to the other hand through the card, and just put that energy into it. And then before you lay them out, what you want to do is put them all together and just kind of put a bend on them so that they all look the same, because as you're holding one card, it'll put a bit of a bend on it, and you're holding it to your chest, and so you don't want to use your 5 senses at all. And that's why it's important to get a whole pack of cards, because you'll be replacing these, because our brains are like computers, and you'll start to pick up on your card just subtle little differences in it, which makes it easier than using your senses like sight and feel to find that card. So you want to make sure that you're just doing it from intuition, from hearing from good spirit, from just energy. And that's why I say don't touch the cards, keep your hand up above it and just feel the energy, and you can feel the flow of energy in your hand itself, and then listen to good spirit. And I always ask God, okay God, which card is it? Where is the symbol? And what will usually happen for me, this process it takes me about 5 minutes each time I do it. So I'll usually do it like 3 times in a row. That's 15 minutes, and by then I'm starting to get tired. And but all 3 times in a row, I'll find the symbol, and it's a great feeling. I love it, and you'll love it as you get there. And so I'll ask God, which one is it? And usually pretty quickly I'll find one that's not it. And then for myself, it usually comes down to 2 cards. And that's the one that takes me a while. I'll keep going back and forth. And what you don't want to do is get in a hurry and just try to guess and flip it over. Just wait. And if you don't get it in 5-10 minutes or something, step away from it for a while. Just leave the card sitting there and go back to it later. And then again, just ask God and just feel, can you feel that vibration, that love vibration, that laughter vibration, and you'll feel one eventually stronger in one than the other. And I love doing that. And something so important, have fun with it. Don't drive yourself crazy with it. Even myself, I have some exercises I can't do yet. I know they're possible, and I couldn't do it. And what I was working on one for about 6 months, and then pretty soon every time I walked in the room and saw that exercise sitting there, it started to bring up a negative feeling for me, like I couldn't do it. And so I just got rid of that exercise altogether. And then that's why I like to work on the ones that work good for me. I can do this one every time, and that makes me feel like a winner. So I love that one. But then it's important also to push yourself sometimes, but keep it fun. So one of these days I might calm down and try that other exercise again. And if I get it, I'll come on and share it with you guys. But just keep it fun. Life is meant to be fun, to be enjoyed. So just always keep that in your heart and mind. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go into trance, and then I'm going to ask you to ask God to reveal His voice to you, that you find your intuition, that your psychic abilities are awakened within you, It's available to everybody. There are different gifts that some of us do better in. It's a lot like natural gifts. I love singing. I'm not very good at it. I will probably never make a video of me singing, but I love all the singing shows. I love the dancing shows. Well, I think it's such a beautiful way for people to express themselves. I would love to be able to do that, but could I practice and get better at it? Sure, but it's not what I'm gifted at. And so you'll find in some areas you're more gifted, more strengthened in different things. You can do all of these. You could train yourself to do the 3 cards, but you'll find in your own life that there's something that you were put on this earth to do. There's a purpose. There's something you're good at, and sometimes it's so subtle, and I feel like people miss it. Some people are just good at bringing good energy to other people, and maybe they feel like they're not doing anything or that they're not special. But what is more special than that, to bring love and peace and joy and healing into other people's life? Sometimes it's just a smile. Have you ever been out and someone just gives you a smile and it just makes you feel good, and do you just think, wow, people are good? And that's a gift, and that's a beautiful thing. And so start trying to find that God gift in you, and just share it with the world. So with this meditation, we're going to ask Good Spirit to reveal these gifts to us, to teach us to hear His voice, to use our intuition, to know what choices are the best choices to make, and not listen to the lower animal, to the ego, but we're children of light, children of God, and we can do anything. We are such powerful beings, and the more you do it, the more confidence you'll get, and the more you'll grow, and the faster you'll grow, and it's a beautiful thing. So let's close our eyes, and you can lie down for this or sit erect and start taking long, deep breaths. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4, and out 1, 2, 3, 4. And today, to keep our minds from drifting, I want you to think of that eternity symbol, that figure 8. And as we start the first half of the figure 8, you breathe in, and then as you exhale, visualize the second half of the figure 8. And then inhale the first part and the second part, and just start to feel that flow, that life energy. Just feel that peace. Feel that life. Now I want you to picture at the top of your head a beautiful light coming in, coming from Source right into the top of your head and going all down through your body, filling every cell with peace and love and health and joy. And now see that light, beautiful white clear light, as it comes into your mind, bringing you clarity. And think to yourself right now, I see and know all. I see and know all. Light See it go out your feet and then come up around you in a beautiful white clear light. And see a bubble all around you of God energy, of light, of life, of love and peace. And realize darkness cannot enter this light bubble. Sickness cannot enter this health bubble. Fear cannot enter this love bubble. No one's bad energy can penetrate this. You are in the light, and the light is in you. Now we're getting ready to go deeper, but before we do, I want you to take your thumb and your forefinger and bring them together. Take a long, deep breath in and release. And I want you to remember this place of peace. Return here anytime, and this will be your anchor point when you bring your thumb and forefinger together. Take a long deep breath. You will come back to this place quickly and easily. Count down from 5 to 1, and when I reach 1, your relaxation will double. 5, 4, going deeper. 3, 2, so relaxed. 1, your relaxation is doubled. You to ask God, what do you want me to know today? And just quiet the mind and breathe and listen with your spirit, with your heart, not the thinking mind, but your heart. voice is always love, always kind, and always helpful. That's how you can tell it from the ego, or the lower animal, or the lies that have been spoken into you. And I want you to remember this voice, this vibration, because when you come to this place, you'll be able to hear good spirit with clarity and ease. Focus on your third eye, between the eyebrows. Can you feel it tingling there? Can you feel sensation and energy?